Welcome to Consequences. Today we are doing a tier list, and this time we are looking at all of the islands from the Monkey Island series and ranking them from incredible to ugh. So what I mean by ugh is an island that I don't enjoy whatsoever. I think that it's a bit of a slog to get through, or the design's not very good, or there's just not enough to do there. Whereas incredible is like, this is an island where I want to be, I want to live, I want to visit time and time again. It's a great place to be and a great part of the game. So we're going to go through all of the islands from all of the games, including the new Return to Monkey Island, and I want you to comment below your thoughts on what islands you love the best, which ones you hate, and and then rinse me for my terrible decisions. So we're going to start off with, here, we've got the Blood Island. So Blood Island is from the Curse of Monkey Island, and it's such an incredible, fun place to be, where you get to really experiment as Guybrush. You know, you erupt the volcano because it's lactose intolerant. You die. You freeze Stan from his imprisonment, courtesy of Guybrush in Monkey Island 2. You get to be reintroduced to the cannibals. Murray finds his way. You get to find out more about LeChuck and his history. Blood Island is just an incredible location, and I think it's one of the most atmospheric parts of the entire game. So there's nowhere else to put it other than incredible. Now here we've got Fat Island, or is that Booty Island? This is Booty Island. So Booty Island is it's fun. You find Elaine again, but she's only in the game for a couple of minutes. Guybrush puts on a dress. He locks Stan up on Booty Island, and it's okay. It's pretty good. Fun island with a spitting contest, and you get to find out more about the maps, and there's lots of areas to explore. You get the dance from the skeletons, and obviously it's kind of the ending location to the game as well, because the big whoop carnival that's at the end of the game is set in Booty Island. So I'm going to put Booty Island as so good. Now we come to our first return to Monkey Island, and it's Bermuda. There's a lot to like about Bermuda. I think it introduces a brand new sort of type of pirate. Well, not even pirate, they're Vikings to the Caribbean. Somehow there is this cold spot in the Caribbean, and you get to find out a lot about their cultures. I think it's quite close to what Viking culture is like, you know, with the longhouses and things like that. Obviously there's a matriarchy, which is cool. The prison is quite cool, and lots of with Stan. So Bermuda is that's a good island. That's probably one of the best ones from Return to Monkey Island. So I'm gonna confidently put that in so good, but it will stay behind Booty Island. Okay, now we come to our first of 3 Melee Islands, and this is from Escape from Monkey Island. And there's a big trouble with Escape from Monkey Island version of Melee Island, is like, it makes no sense. They've changed too much, and even on the map, as you can see, it doesn't make any sense. That's not where the shipyard is. That's where Captain Smirk's house is. The lookout's just completely gone. The mansion's been moved. There's no forest at all, and it's just an all-round bad experience running around. So this will be our first ugh, and I think you'll all agree with me on that one. Okay, now we come to Dinky Island. Very small location in Monkey Island 2, but where most of the game is spent leading up to. It's where the big whoop treasure is. Herman Toothrot is there with his philosophical question. There's some small puzzles to do, not too many, and then you fall down into the tunnels under Dinky Island to the end of the game. Dinky Island, there's not a whole lot to do, certainly not a lot to explore really. The puzzles are a bit tedious at that point, so I'm going to say that Dinky Island is just okay. But I'd be interested to know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think of Dinky Island. Have I judged it too harshly there? Now, we come to Tales from Monkey Island, which is Flotsam Island, which is I think my least favourite island in the entire series. I just absolutely hate it there. I don't enjoy the forest, I don't really enjoy the town or the townsfolk, apart from Van Winslow. Some of the puzzles are okay, but it's by far my least favourite game, and Flotsam is my least favourite island. There's no way around that. I don't enjoy it. The Marquis de Singe is an annoying villain. He's not the worst villain in the world, but he's annoying. The most redeeming part of the whole game is Morgan, and she's not even on Flotsam Island, so they don't win anything from me there. Okay, so now we're on to Escape from Monkey Island, Jambalaya Island, and Nothing at All. I quite like Jambalaya Island and Nothing at All. I think there's a really good contrast between the two sort of, I want to say civilizations, but you know what I mean. The whole downtrodden underclass on Nothing at All, and then the affluence of Jambalaya Island. I think the contrast is done really well, and it's quite a fun place to go around. Planet Freakwood and going to Arbucks, I think that's what it's called. Finding Murray once again as a little salesperson, and then Stan as well, and doing the diving competition. There's some fun puzzles to build in the ultimate insult on Jambalaya Island, but they also have that horrible one of this parrot always lies, this parrot always tells the truth. That one was a bit tedious. So I'm going to give Jambalaya Island, I'm going to put it as So Good. I think that's going to be a So Good Island. And now we're going to move back to Tales from Monkey Island to the Jerk Bait Islands, which is where the mermaids were, and then there was that sort of two other little islands where you had the cannon, and you were trying to stop the siege of Spinner Case. I think this was from the second episode of Tales from Monkey Island. And again, similar to Flotsam Island, it just doesn't feel as good as the islands in the other games. I think I prefer the Jerkbait Islands to Flotsam Island, and I certainly wouldn't. I don't go ugh when I get there. It's a bit better than that, so I think that's a safe meh for me. But am I judging these things too harshly? You have to let me know in the comments below, because why not? Okay, so now we're on to Luca Island. Now Luca Island is an interesting one. It's where we probably spend the most amount of time in Escape from Monkey Island, or at least I do, because I find the puzzles there to be very tricky. Even now, and I've played the game a few times, not super recently, and I always seem to get stuck on Luca Island trying to track down Pegnose. A lot of it is quite annoying there, but obviously you get to be introduced properly to Ozzy. There is a whole conspiracy to uncover. The overall storyline on Luca is not bad, but some of the puzzle designs and obviously the mechanics themselves really sort of hold it back, I feel. So I'm going to give it an okay, and I think it probably will come behind Dinky for me, because I don't really have any complaints about Dinky. It's just there's not a lot there and not a whole lot to do, whereas Luca I do have some actual complaints about. Okay, so now we are going to go way back to The Secret of Monkey Island. The first time we go to Melee Island, with the shipyard lights, with the roaming pirates and the circus and the lookouts, and it is perfect, right? It's the first one, and it looks great, and it oh, don't drop it. Okay, it's definitely incredible. There's nothing quite like the moment of stepping under the archway and then exploring the entire island. There's so much to do, lots of different places to explore. The island feels alive with the roaming pirates, so it's incredible, and I think it's going to have to come all the way at the top, beyond Blood Island. But now, to contrast it, we're going to talk about Melee Island from Return to Monkey Island. So this is our last Melee Island, and it's Return to Monkey Island's version, so the map has been changed back to basically what it was with The Secret of Monkey Island, save for a few quality of life updates. Things have been moved around slightly, but it's missing places. Meat Hook's Island, can't go there. Captain Smirks, can't go there. Circus, gone. And while this one definitely feels a lot more like Melee Islands compared to Escape from Monkey Island, it still doesn't quite feel... It feels like something's being kept from us, you know? Like the shipyard, you go run down there, it doesn't really serve much of a purpose. You pick up Stan's toothbrush, which is an optional thing to give him. You can pick up the sponge, which is an optional thing to use, and then there is the photo frame, which could have just been put absolutely anywhere else. The shipyard very much serves limited purpose. The forest obviously back in here, that's cool. We get to run through that again, but it's not as good as the Secret of Monkey Island version, so I'm gonna have to put it as only okay, but definitely above Dinky and above oh, it's not letting me, there we go, above Dinky and above Luca Island. Now let's move on to, this is Fat Island. Fat Island with Governor Fat. Guybrush is arrested and then gets Kate Capsize arrested. There's a library, and what else is there? So this is where we go to that man's cabin and drink him under the table. Yeah, Fat Island's a cool island. It's no better or worse than Booty Island, though, really. They're both very good, complement each other well. You know, you need both islands to sort of figure out the puzzles. So I'm going to put the Fat Island just behind Elaine, just behind Booty Island, for the sole reason that Elaine is on Booty Island, so of course that's got to come first. Now, we come to our first of 4 Monkey Islands, and we're gonna run them all in order, it would seem. So, Monkey Island from the first game. Amazing, right? You get there, it's a whole new area to explore. Meet Herman, Jojo Monkey. There's lots of hard puzzles. You spend a lot of time on Monkey Island because the puzzles are quite difficult, quite spread out, and you need to read all the notes to sort of find out what everyone's motivations are and uncover the conspiracy. Get inside the monkey head, which there's a whole labyrinth from the ghost pirate itself. Monkey Island, from the Secret of Monkey Island, is such a fun place to explore, and it makes you really feel like you are a pirate who has gone out on an adventure and is making genuine progress. And there's funny characters as well. Herman's obviously a good laugh, and the cannibals as well, who are on a vegetarian diet or whatever. It's funny, and it's definitely coming in incredible for me, but I think it's gonna come above. No, I'm gonna put it behind Blood Island. Yeah, I'm gonna put it behind Blood Island, just because I think Blood Island is probably like among the best designed islands in the entire series. So I can't knock it down from that. Okay, so now we're doing Monkey Island from the Curse of Monkey Island, which is basically just the carnival and the giant monkey head. It changes too much from the design of Monkey Island, especially with the monkey head. That wasn't what it looked like. But it's cool. There's a nice atmosphere there. You know, obviously it's really well designed. Bill Tiller is an incredible background artist. So Monkey Island, the Curse of Monkey Island is cool. You do get explore a lot of it, and the actual section itself is very, very short. So it's just going to be okay. And that is going to take us over to Monkey Island from Escape from Monkey Island, home of Monkey Combat. Which, you know, the less said about that, the better. Monkey Island from Escape from Monkey Island, it's okay. It introduces some new locations and stuff. You know, it shows an evolution from the first game. Obviously, many years have passed now. The Church of LeChuck has been established. Monkeys have taken over the cannibals' hideout. But once again, they have changed the design of the island. It's a bit closer than what it was with the Escape from Monkey Island's version of Melee Island, but still too much has changed. And it doesn't compete really. The puzzles on the island are okay. I don't like the change to the monkey head. I'm basically with everyone else on that one, with it becoming a giant robot. No thank you. But it's okay. I think it's probably better than Curse Monkey Island. Yeah, there's more to explore in it, so it's just a little bit more fun. So we're going to pop that in okay behind Luca Island and before Monkey Island from the Curse of Monkey Island, which takes us on to Return to Monkey Island, the newest version of Monkey Island, which again takes it back to basically more or less what it was in the first The Secret of Monkey Island, but it's so abridged. You know, you can't go basically anywhere. Herman's Lookout, no, gone. The cannibals can't go anywhere near them. The beaches are all still there, but they don't really serve much of a purpose. You can't go to the dam or the gorge or anything like that. It's very much an abridged version of Monkey Island, and I think I speak for most people when I say it's a little bit disappointing. So it's hard to give this a really good grade. It's gonna have to be meh, I think, but above Jerkbait Islands. Now we move on to Blood Island's brother-in-arms, Plunder Island, the first area from the Curse of Monkey Island, which introduces the whole new art style, and it's so good. Just look at it. It's a welcoming place, even though it is on a swamp, and it's a really fun place to run around, get to know the characters. Everyone's really well thought out, and Plunder Island's really good fun. You spend a lot of time here because when you first trying to do the puzzles, it can be a little bit tricky, but ultimately Plunder Island's a really pleasant place to run around. So I'm going to give that into incredible as well. Behind Monkey Island, you know, we'll go Secret of Monkey Island, Curse of Monkey Island, Secret of Monkey Island, Curse of Monkey Island, and that moves us on to Scab Island. You know Scab Island, the first island from Monkey Island 2 LeChuck's Revenge. And it's great. Again, Woodtick is one of the best design locations in the entire game series. And it's the introduction of the iMuse system, which makes the audio so much more fascinating and fun to listen to. Scab Island's a really good location for actual story development as well, with Largo being introduced as a villain, although after Scab Island he's sort of reduced to so almost nothing really. He's a bit abandoned, but he's really good on Scab Island. You really feel his presence no matter where you are on the island. So Scab Island, yeah, for sure, that's got to be incredible. I think maybe that one comes just behind Blood Island. What do you think? Is it Scab Island? Is that the right location? Melee Island, then Blood Island, then Scab Island, then Monkey Island, then Plunder Island. All right, it feels right to me. Okay, now we're going to go to Elaine's home in Return to Monkey Island, Scurvy Island, and that's a straight up meh. Because there's basically nothing there. You get to talk to Elaine, which is, you know, always the best part of the game. But yeah, there's one location. There's a beach that you don't do anything on. There's her little hideout at the top, which has very limited interaction, and then there's just repeating locations in the forest, which add very little to the game. So yeah, that's a straight up meh for Scurvy Island, and we are going to do Skull Island next, which you know, could have been included with Blood Island, but you know, it's its own thing with the rabbit or the duck beak thing on the top of it. There's only really one thing to do, and that's go into the cabinet into the side of the mountain and meet Andre and fight for the diamond. But it's really, really well designed for the short amount of time it's on screen. It really leaves an impression with you. So I definitely think it's so good, better than Bermuda, maybe not as good as Booty Island or Fat Island, but Skull Island, yes, you gotta love it. The last one we're going to do is Terror Island from Return to Monkey Island. And let's face it, while this place is really nicely designed and looked like it was going to be a really fun place to explore, it's really boring. There's very little to do on Terror Island, which is apparently by design. Going through the caves and stuff, It's fun, but it's only fun once. It wouldn't be fun to do it again. Meeting Herman and stuff, and it all wraps up very quickly. Terror Island is a big fat meh. I would say it's probably preferable to Scurvy Island, just because it is a bit more of an interesting design. But that's really it. Terror Island is not a good location, and it feels totally underutilized in the game, which is a shame. But what do you think? Do you think Terror Island was good or Terror Island was bad? I mean, I'd love to hear your opinions on the entire list, and please comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you like Monkey Island, because I like talking about it, and I'm sure if you're watching this video and you got this far, you like talking about it too. So it's well worth a subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Peace and love.